going on, y'all? I'm Damien. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis a few years ago, and I've been making content about the disease ever since. If this is your first time here and you'd like to learn more about MS while laughing and gaining a sense of community, start by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss any updates. I'm here with Dawnmarie Deshaies, author, blogger, MS advocate, fantastic individual all together.
Aww.
And to discuss all things MS, good afternoon, Dawnmarie, good evening, and good morning.
Good afternoon, Damien. Thank you for having me. You are absolutely amazing. I love you. You bring everything to the world.
Look, I love you
Love, love,
too.
love.
You guys out there in Viewerland, I have been through a bunch of technical difficulties to even be in this spot right here. And Dawnmarie and I have to give love to each other because
Yes.
she was here this whole time, bro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna switch my camera angle. No, she was here the whole time, dude. I'm gonna switch to your camera. She was here the whole time and was like, "No, bro, I got you, bro.
I got your back.
You do what you gotta do, my guy. The machines aren't acting the way they normally act. Cool. Do what you need to do, my guy. I'm right here." And that's what's beautiful about the multiple sclerosis community, is that people are here for each other, you know?
Right. We have each other's back.
We have each other's back, man, and that means a lot. It means everything, really. But look, I digress. I had you on the show here to chop it up with you. One, because you're a fabulous, fantastic individual. One, two, you're a prolific creator in the MS community. Like, just even touch on a little bit about what you do in the MS community, please.
Well, 2017, I started my Instagram page to show how I lived with multiple sclerosis after being diagnosed in 2012. But living with the disease for over 20 years and not being properly diagnosed. And now I've got the answers. So how do I help others while they help me live through their journeys? And I just started posting photos and stories on how I get through the day. And one thing led to another, and I searched every single Sunday morning for 3 hours for every MS person I could find.
Wow, you searched, and you searched the hashtags, and you go to find people. Part of you building community is you searching hashtags and digging into this whole MS thing. Talk to me more about that, like motivation, and just talk to me more about that.
You know, searching hashtags is amazing. So I would search multiple sclerosis and follow it. So it would show up in my feed every day on my Instagram. And I would follow their stories. And that's how I found you. And it's just, I literally would spend hours on end. My Sunday mornings were my time to search for people like me. People who were dealing with MS. People that felt alone, isolated. The disease does everything to us, breaks us down, tears us apart. And I wanted to connect with those people and bring everything that I went through life through the positive side of the disease versus the negativity side of the disease. Because I found that the more negative I was, the worse that I got. So I started to share I would use photo shoot photos and tell a story on what I saw that picture saying. So I would start to write and how to relate to people and what they feel in life. And then I would go through and read everything that I was following and then connect with them on emotional side on the outside of the camera or the Instagram by messaging them. I would send them a message of who I was. I want to be a part of your life. I want to help you go through your journey as you help me go through my journey. And I found that people, by what they have gone through, we've been able to discuss life and how tormented this disease does to us. But then I have what I call morning coffee time. And we call every people around the world. It's no makeup allowed. And it's a cup of coffee. And we talk the bullshit about MS and how it really destroys us. And we build this huge communication of family.
Mm,
And I have people, a family around the entire world now,
mm,
from India, China to Australia to England. And so then I started reaching out and how can I help you? What do you need from me? And we would just every day spend an hour
mm.
writing back a letter. Yeah.
It gives me pause because, like, the community of it all, the community of when you have a disease like MS, if you're lucky enough to sort of be able to be like, all right, look, this is not cool, but let me make sure
No.
this doesn't eat me and let
Yes.
me get involved or at least connect with people because people, connect in different ways and that's fine. But that's why I
Hmm.
think it's superb that not only do you show up, you continue to show up and you dig and you look for the people that are out here with MS. And you want to connect with them and you want to give them
Yeah.
what the presence, the space, and the I'll just say presence.
I
The
want to honor
presence.
them. I want to honor their life. I want to honor their spirit. And I want to be there with them while they go through those emotional roller coasters because when I'm in the breakdown mode and I
Mm,
can't see the light, I reach out to them and they pick me back up. So it's like the moon and the stars, the
mm,
sun and the ocean.
mm,
We need both. We
mm,
need that universe. And multiple sclerosis does not have a lot of awareness. So we need to connect with one another every
mm.
single day through a story, through a post, through a video, whatever it takes, I will do it. And I have made it my full-time job.
It's funny that you say that the MS it's there's no awareness. So like one I was on some panel somewhere I don't even remember, but one of the doctors was like, yeah, no, MS is the disease to have. You don't want any other stuff because there's no
Yeah.
community. There's no community. There's no drugs. There's no money. There's no support. There's no, again, just community. And I don't know how it's built, how it was built, because I know this wasn't here 20 years ago, but
No.
I know it's here now. And people like me are part of it. People like you are part of it,
Yeah.
and are what makes it so special.
It does because we become each other's brothers and sisters.
Mm,
We are not connected by blood. We are connected by our brains. And
mm,
that's the most powerful thing in the world. But it is our brain that's being destroyed through the immune system of the autoimmune problem that our bodies produce. We're all completely different, but we're
mm,
all emotionally the same. And going through life, you realize that journey that I just started following, I want to be a part of your journey because your journey is helping me heal. And we keep moving forward. And we talk about medications. I'm allergic to pretty much every single thing out there. And I had to go completely off all the drugs except for one. And and the drugs are difficult. And the drugs make you suicidal. The drugs make you sick. The drugs are I nothing against pharmaceuticals. Really, really not, because that's just my body.
mm,
The drugs help other people live a stronger, healthier, better life. The drugs with me is like setting off an atom bomb. So I had to
mm.
find a way to heal and what works for me as Dawnmarie. And so within that, I search with others. How are you dealing with it? What worked for you? Tell me.
Mm. You mentioned the word journey before, and you
Hmm.
explained you detailed how you show up and why you show up so fantastically. What's your MS journey? People out
Uh-huh.
there, that's a big search term. MS journey. I
MS
don't know.
journey.
I don't know why, but it is. But so talk a little bit about your MS journey because you had MS, but you didn't know it, and then you had kids, and then like it's a whole thing. Like, how does this go?
Yeah. It was insane. in my early 18 to 19 years old, I started to notice pins and needles in my fingers. And I thought, oh, I'm painting too much because I'm an artist. And then I started to notice my eyes to get like black, get blurred, lose my vision. And then I saw my doctor and they're like, you have 20/20. It's not wrong with you. And then, I finished school and I had to get a job. And I went into retail because I couldn't get a job as an artist. And then I started to notice long days. I was fatigued and exhausted. And I'm like, I shouldn't be exhausted. I'm in my 20s. And then I started to drop things and I started to speak backwards a lot. And then I would go to write something and I would be writing and then words would be missing. Like I thought I wrote them, but the words were not there.
Wow.
So I kept going to the doctors and saying something's not working.
Wow.
And they kept saying to me, you're a young career woman. You're just stressed out. Take a vacation. Here's some Xanax. We'll see you in a little while. That went on for years. Then I got married. And my husband is extremely and a very important man. And he's incredible. And he's built his own corporations around the world and sold them. And I was a corporate wife now. So even when I was in pain, I had to put on that smile. And I call it the June Cleaver smile from Leave It to Beaver, because everything had to be perfect.
You mean this?
I was falling. Yes, that. I was falling apart. And I had to put on the show of I am a good corporate wife. And then my career built up. And then I worked for Victoria's Secret for 7 years, traveled around the world, around the United States, moved several times, was a district sales manager, running stores on a car, be driving in a car and not remember how I got from one destination to another, total memory loss, managing people. I had 10 store districts and trying to get pregnant and couldn't get pregnant for 8 years of our marriage. One miscarriage after another, after another, after another destroyed me. And the last one was a baby, and that was extremely difficult. And I just thought, something's really wrong and nobody's giving me my answers. Something's wrong with me. And I would fall and I would bump into walls and I would literally walk into a wall because my balance. And I just thought I'd be so much better off just taking my life, and Robert would move on and marry somebody that could give him a family. And he said, no, we're going to do this. We can have no kids at all. We're not, because you can't do it doesn't mean we're not together and you're not.
He wants to be with you. He wants to be with you.
And thank God for that. So we went through a lot of emotional stresses in the 8 years. I saw so many doctors, from psychiatrists to family doctors to therapists to going for physical therapy, you name it. No one had the answers. We moved to California. We finally had a first-born baby boy, Robbie. Horrible pregnancy, put to bed.
Yeah.
20 weeks. He tried to come, and then they put me to bed, and then I had gestational diabetes, and then I couldn't feel anything. And I kept telling the doctors, I can't feel my arms, I can't feel my legs. And they're like, it's because you're at bed rest. Things are just numb. It'll go away. Finally, Robbie finally came, and then I would be trying to take care of him, and I would forget, did I feed him? Did I change his diaper? Did it's like the memory loss. I could not remember. And I thought I was going insane. And before you knew it, we were pregnant. Robbie was 6 months old and we were pregnant again. So here comes another baby.
Right. I'm already messing with this one. There's another one, great.
Yeah. And they put me on Zoloft because they're like, it's just female hormones. Everything happened to you, your speech, your memory loss, your hands, your fingers, you can't touch anything, you're dropping stuff. Thank God I never dropped Robbie. At least I don't remember if there was a memory loss. loss.
Neither does he.
Right? Thank God. So then next thing you know, I got baby number 2. And I'm a core wife and I'm supposed to be holding together. And I went to a psychiatrist and I went to go see my local priest because I thought I was being haunted. And I would tell him, like, these phantoms are haunting me and I don't know what to do. And he's like, you're not being haunted. There's really something wrong with you and we need to get to the bottom of it. Have you tried to go to see a holistic doctor? Have you tried to go to see this type of doctor? I went through my medical bills from the day we got married to today. I could own 12 homes in Paris from how many doctors I have been to in my lifetime. And I've been on more Zoloft and Prozac and Xanax and
All
everything
this
else that
stuff
you
to
can
level
imagine.
you out, to just
Right?
level you out. Whatever
But it
that
didn't do
means.
anything to the pain. The pain was still there. It was chronically there.
Oh, word?
And all it
Wow.
did was chronically there. And then we had Joseph. And now we're moving to California. And Robert's working Monday through Friday up in Seattle, Washington. And I'm alone with 3 babies. Talk about isolation. This disease isolates you. By the time I would even get them up and get off to school, I would come home and collapse and cry and
Oh,
did not have the answers to
yeah.
why and
yeah.
what was wrong with me.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't want to talk to anybody because I sounded insane. I didn't have any proof. I sounded insane. So I stopped talking about it. And then I built this facade of, yeah, okay, I am the perfect wife and mom. I'm in pain and I'm ready to scream. And I can't do this anymore. And I just keep remembering that. And I try to think, okay, if I run my car off the road, would I be better? Then something keeps pulling me back. And I believe that's what I call my guardian angels.
Look,
And
dude. Wow. Keep going.
the
Please.
disease destroys us mentally, physically, abusively. It harms us through our brain and our thoughts, and it takes us down. And when you don't have an answer, you literally go insane. And the fact that finally today people are getting diagnosed early on is incredible because it took them over 20 years to diagnose me. But say my children finally have grown, things are going on. I end up in 2011 having a hysterectomy because I would produce too many tumors. And I wasn't healing and I couldn't walk after the surgery. And I couldn't feel my whole left side of my body. Well, the doctors kept saying, you should be fine. You had a normal hysterectomy. So 2011 comes along. My children are all going off to through 8th grade and off to high school. And I start getting really, really sick again. And I keep saying something's wrong. My OBGYN said, you have to have a hysterectomy. We have to take everything out. The tumors are getting large and making you ill. I had the surgery. I wake up. I'm like, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my left side of my body. And they were basically like, no, that's not part of the surgery. You should be fine. We got to send you home. I'm like, I can't walk. You don't listen to me. I was in the hospital for a week trying to recover. Went home with a walker. And it took a year to heal and emotionally heal and physically heal while I was still dealing with my phantoms.
Wow.
I call them a phantom because I couldn't see what was wrong with me and nobody was telling me what was wrong with me. And I asked doctors, my girlfriend, I kept telling Robert, I think I'm crazy. I can't explain anything. So I'm telling you, I can't control my body. Then I couldn't control my bladder. Then I couldn't control, going to the bathroom. It would be a week before I could have a stool movement. And my doctors are like, yeah, just take some laxative, do this, do that. Still no answers. 1 year after the surgery, I had to go in for a double mastectomy. The tumors went from my uterus to my lymph nodes in my breast. Then I went through reconstructive surgery, and that was extremely painful and emotional and physically. And I felt like I wasn't a woman anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I still have these phantoms like destroying me, and no one has answers.
So where does MS diagnosis come in all this?
Yeah, they're finally here. Um, I'm healing from my surgery, and I pull my stitches and I get a staph infection. Then I lose my balance and I can't walk, and I fall into a fire hydrant hole, and I slice my ankle open and got stitches. They sent me home. I'm like, I can't feel certain parts of my body. I can't remember. I can't speak clearly. Like my words are missing. And I can't feel my hands. I'm dropping cups. This has been going on for years. And they're like, you've had a rough, a rough time, babies, work. They all wanted to answer it, but didn't have an answer. So I was sent home again after they stitched me up. In the middle of the night, I woke up screaming bloody murder that my foot was on fire and my breasts were on fire. And I couldn't move after screaming. I was screaming like in a nightmare, like a ah.
Yeah.
And Robert came in and saw that I was paralyzed. Rushed me to the hospital. Finally, they realized I have staph and MRSA. Quarantined into the ICU for a week on vancomycin, the only antibiotic that will save my life. That you have to take a test every 4 hours to make sure your kidneys and your liver aren't shutting down because the antibiotic is that severe with MRSA. And I thought I was dying. And I had the priest come in and give me my last rites.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, go, and I couldn't even see my children. And I just said goodbye to them through Robert. And then finally, I saw 3 neurologists because then they started to do brain MRI and cancer tests. And they saw the lesions, and they did not want to do the spinal tap because it said it was too dangerous. Finally, my dear friend, Dr. Ashkenazi, sent me to his neurologist friend, Dr. Chowan. She saved my life. She listened to me, sat me down for 2 hours with Robert, and went through my entire medical history and listened to my story like I'm telling you today. And then she said that we're going to run your new brain MRI, a spinal tap, and we're going to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
And I left that office finally feeling like someone is listening to me. Someone is acknowledging me. And I said to Robert, I'm going to have my answers. And a week later, I went in for my brain MRI, my spinal tap, and my answers came back. I had multiple sclerosis. I didn't know what it was. I said, okay, great. I'm not crazy. And I got up from my chair and gave her a hug. I'm like, okay, so now what do we do? Just tell me what to do. And I finally felt validated. And I wasn't crazy. And everything I experienced for so many years, there was a reason for it. And when she showed me my brain and showed me every layer of the hole in the snowflake, the snowflake disease, I finally was like, okay, great. Now I know what I'm going after. And I'm going to take it down. And then I read books and I researched. And for 2 years, we changed our home around to prepare for a permanent wheelchair because I still had a hard time walking and talking. And we rebuilt our life with the kids and the house and prepped for everything. And then after all that, I said, I want to travel. I don't want to live my life like this. And my daughter had an opportunity, and I got to go away overseas with her, singing with Santa Margarita Catholic High School. She was a gorgeous singer. And I said to Robert, if I can accomplish this, live this disease, I am going to come back and I am going to be a voice for multiple sclerosis to show that we can continue to live and to never let a doctor tell us there's nothing wrong with us until we get the right answers.
That's what I'm sort of like, yeah, no, that. And that's what the title of this vlog is going to be. Because much of our diagnosis story is other people who are supposed to know everything don't know.
They don't.
And they tell you, they guess at what it could be. And the guess not only is not what it is, but it's also partially them not listening to you.
Right?
The idea of a doctor not listening to you is something that a lot of the viewers have in common. Most people have a circuitous diagnosis story. Most people have oh man, my doctor wasn't listening to me, part of that. And so to know the depth of your story in that way, thank you for sharing that space with not only me, but anyone who will watch this video. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're so welcome. And one thing I have to say is the doctors work for you. We don't work for the doctors. We pay their bills. When they're not listening to you, you either get a new doctor or you make them listen and you make them read your what you write, your journals, what's wrong with you. When there's something wrong with a medication, you call them immediately. They don't call you back the next day, you call them again. I've learned so much over trusting what a doctor says when they don't listen. When my doctor listens, I know. And since then, Dr. Chowan, Dr. Bandy, Dr. Peters, all my doctors that work with me today, all different levels, all talk to each other. And that's my doctor community. My multiple sclerosis community understands this. The women that have had miscarriages understand this. The women that have gone through everything I've gone through understand this, because MS screws with our brains and shuts all of these particles down. And then we need to learn how to get back up and fight and retrain our brain. Like we're track runners, but we're track runners against the brain and the myelin sheath. It's destroyed. There's a hole there. Find a new track to get around to the next side. Retrain your brain every day, and that's what I do.
Absolutely. And it's clearly coming together well, and well enough for you to be a leader in the community. And I think that's kind of what brings people like you and I together. We go through this thing, don't know what the hell is going on. Nobody knows what the hell is going on specifically. And then once they figure it out, it's this thing that is really not good. But the more you dig into the community, the more you get involved and you learn. And you sort of just is like, all right, fine, I'm swimming in the pool, let's go. And you just go. That's the most success. That's the more success that you will find with it, and you will find like-minded people. You will find like-hearted people and people in similar situations as you, and your community continues to expand. And it's great because even if they are not physically, locally that close to you, they know what it is. They know, even if they don't have the same symptoms as you, they understand what it is to have the phantom. Sort of sapping their energy slowly over time and years, and making everything difficult. And then you finally learn who it is, and you're like, oh, you're a ghost. Okay. Well, shit, I gotta call the Ghostbusters now? I mean, okay. Like,
at one point, I thought I had to call the Ghostbusters. That's why I went to the priest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, you could have just told me to call the damn Ghostbusters 2-3 years ago, my guy. I went to like 6-7 doctors. You don't know my bills is out the roof. What? Hello?
It's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. The
Look,
bottom line is I have you. I have your back. Everyone out there living with multiple sclerosis, if I don't know you yet, I will find you. Just like we found each other.
yeah, and that's not a threat. That's a promise.
It's a promise.
Look, you guys.
There's a saying, and it's from a movie. I will find you. I will know where you are, but I will bring peace and happiness and prosperity to the universe of the world of MS, because we are all linked as brothers and sisters around the world. We may not have the same snowflakes, but we all know the pain and the destruction and the isolation that this disease does. And if one photo and one comment or one video I share with you every day, or I call you and we talk for 4 hours, that is my purpose and my mission to continue to do until the day that I'm gone.
Absolutely. And the more this channel grows, the more wellness I find, the more like, oh, this disease is still very much here.
Yes. I hate it.
That I've run into, the more I lean on the community. And the more I'm like, I have to not only build this video and build this video community, I have to make sure that I'm doing all that I can to show up as my best self, because I know not only is this,
because you're helping everybody.
It's isolating. You don't know what the hell is going on. All the people that are supposed to know don't know, or they tell you something wrong. Right? And it's not until you get the specific people lined up on your team in a specific way that you're able to be like, all right, I'm great.
Exactly.
I have this horrible thing, but I'm good. Now I can go and write 2 books. Now I can go and start this the online community. Now, and all the other many things that Dawnmarie has done in her time with this disease.
The disease has made me stronger. And I would never go back in time and change one thing. I don't regret my life, because it has made me who I am today.
Here's the deal. This is hard. I wouldn't change a thing. And that means something.
Yeah.
Dawnmarie Deshaies, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
We're both crying, and we both would never change a thing, because I wouldn't have children. I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't be the warrior without searching for those warriors that are like me, that are like you, that understand the pain and everything we go through. And then we pick each other up and we move on, and then we have a shitty ass day and we share it. And that's the truth. The truth of this disease is it is destroying us. It's a phantom. We can't see it. And our families, all they see is we're in pain, and they just want to put a Band-Aid on us and help us, and they can't. And it's destructive. And you understand what the pain is because you have MS. I understand your pain and your crying because I do those emotional issues every single day. But it's kind of like, all right, suck it up today. You got to go and look in the mirror and say, F you, phantoms. Because I am going to continue to live my life finding the sun through the clouds.
You find the sun through the clouds. I like to call it turning poop into flowers. It's all
I love that.
The same.
I like the turning the poop into flowers.
Dawnmarie Deshaies, where can people find you on the interwebs, or your books, or your everything, anything?
They can find me at Dawnmarie Healthy and Fit on Instagram. My first book, Living with Phantoms, is on Amazon. My second book is going to be released in September. It's called Finding the Sun Through the Clouds, published by Fulton Books. And you can find me on Twitter Dawnmarie Healthy and Fit. You can find me on Facebook, Dawnmarie Healthy and Fit. I've also built my website where we're going to have amazing things coming up.
Okay.
And then this is the new book.
Oh, I gotta get your close up in. I just messed up the camera angles. Go ahead. Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
Finding the Sun Through the Clouds.
Oh,
Coming
that's
out.
fantastic.
My second book, and it's about how we live with multiple sclerosis. It's about the depression. I talk about the rawness of the short story that you just heard, but in impact, in depth, and how to find your way back. Because we've gone through hell and we've climbed our way back up. And it keeps pulling us down, but we climb our way back up. We are warriors, and warriors stand together.
Thank you, Dawnmarie Deshaies. Thank you, people watching.
Thank you, Damien.
You guys,
Thank you for doing everything you do for us.
I just want to take the extra time here to be like, yo, this is a thing everybody out here who is, calls themselves as having the MS has to really come to grips with. And that's sort of not only turning the poop into flowers, but remaining resilient and remaining curious and trying to learn what the heck is going on and know more and learn more. And there's no like top 10 list that I can give.
No.
That's just your own experience with MS, that once you find it and you find which way is up, the rest of that is your life. And it's wonderful and it's beautiful. And you're going to meet and help so many wonderful people along the way. And on this channel, there are like 3,350 so far.
Wow.
Well, thank you. But it's more. I say the number just to be like, look, these are how many people that are out there that want this kind of stuff, that need to hear it, that need to understand this type of information, and that want to help do it for themselves, and that want to make whatever change that's in them for them to find wellness and for them to help people around them. Look, I could talk to you forever. Thank you for giving me time on this
love
program.
You. You're amazing.
I love
Thank
you. And the love is there because of shared experience and shared fantasticness.
Yes. It is you and me and the rest of us warriors that are going to bring awareness to this disease. And we're going to find a cure.
You guys,
one way or the other.
This community is the most important thing, and this video is going to be one of my earlier videos of coming back from hiatus. So just respect and peace and joy, and that's what I even say that to say. Like, yo, you guys, we're out here. We love you. We love you.
We love you.
We love you. We're out here.
And you know what? One quick thing. We're out here. And we are amazing. We are surviving multiple sclerosis. And all this dude right here, amazing. I love him. I love his spirit. I love his heart. What he does is incredible. And this is what we need, all of us, to continue to build the better world of MS.
Look, game recognized game. I don't hang out with no slackers or ugly people. But first is slackers. You know what I'm saying? You got to be.
You're amazing.
You got to be awesome, and
you got to be awesome to get MS. That's the deal. That's why we've got it. Because we're awesome.
Because
apparently
the universe says that we can take it.
We can take it because we are badasses, right?
Look, as long as people continue to find wellness for themselves and are able to help the next person or people around them, that's all that matters, and peace and respect and love and joy. And that's why this channel is here, to help you with that.
Thank you.
You guys, look, thank you. Subscribe, like. I'm going to be here next week, or if not, then certainly the week after. Because this is what it is, and it's us. And thank you. And thank you, Dawnmarie. And we'll
Thank
see you
you,
guys next
Damien.
time. Gay bye! Gay bye!